Hello, fellow Wolverines. My name is Gabby Miller.
And I'm Connor Woolley.
In this week's episode, we're going to cover football's unfortunate loss at Champaigne, 2 shutout ice hockey games against St. Cloud State with 1 win and 1 loss, our men's basketball's outstanding exhibition opener at Oakland, field hockey's East Coast adventure, and looking ahead to this weekend when our little brother Michigan State comes to the Big House.
The football team traveled down to Champaigne to take on the Fighting Illini on the 100th anniversary of Illinois' Memorial Stadium. Illinois got the ball to start and immediately drove down the field to the Michigan 31 before kicking a field goal to open the scoring. The Michigan offense would then trot on the field and go 3 and out. The teams would exchange punts for the rest of the first quarter.
Things would go south on the second play of the second quarter. Michigan's quarterback, Jack Tuttle, would fumble the ball on a scramble up the middle, which was fallen on by Illini linebacker Malachi Hood at the Michigan 38. The Illini would drive to the 6 before kicker David Alano would drive his second field goal of the game. 2 plays later, Illinois would get the ball right back on a Donovan Edwards fumble. This time, quarterback Luke Altmaier and the offense would capitalize on the short field, capping off a 7-play drive with a 2-yard Altmaier pass to tight end Tanner Arkin, making the score 13-0 Illini. The ensuing drive, the Michigan offense would finally find its rhythm, driving the length of the field in 12 plays, capping off the drive with a Khalil Mullings touchdown on 4th and goal. The final drive of the half would see Illinois drive down the field, only for Alano's 3rd field goal attempt to be blocked by Makari Page. The teams went back into the tunnel with a score, 13-7.
After a Michigan 3 and out to start the second half, the Wolverine defense would promptly make a 3rd down stop of their own. However, the Illini would run a fake punt with the ball being snapped to Arkin, who would take off for 36 yards down to the Michigan 16. 4 plays later, Illinois would make it 19-7 on an Altmaier rushing touchdown. Due to Altmaier's helmet being ripped off during the run, backup quarterback Donovan Leary would complete a pass to wide receiver Zachary Franklin. Michigan would get the ball and go on a 15-play drive spanning 9 minutes, only for a Dominic Zavada field goal try to get blocked.
After another Illini punt, the offense would slowly work their way down the field, with the penultimate play of the drive being a 29-yard completion from Tuttle to tight end Colson Loveland to get the Wolverines down to the Illinois 15. However, the ultimate play of the drive was a Tuttle interception, the Wolverines' 3rd turnover of the game and 15th turnover of the season, effectively selling the game. The final 5 minutes of clock would bleed out with little pushback from the Wolverines, who would leave Champaigne with a 21-7 loss. They moved to 4-3 on the season.
This weekend, Michigan Ice Hockey hosted number 13 St. Cloud State for a 2-game series at Yost. Friday night's contest opened with a tightly contested, scoreless first period. The second period featured strong power plays from both teams, but neither side was able to find the back of the net as they entered the 3rd period still without a score. Despite leading in shots, Michigan looked to be in trouble after receiving a penalty 3 minutes into the final period. Down a man, Tyler Duke was able to find Michigan's leading scorer, Garrett Shifsky, on a breakaway pass that led to a shorthanded goal. This was Shifsky's 5th goal of the season and 3rd shorthanded goal. Minutes later, our 2nd leading goal scorer, Michael Hage, found the net to double the Wolverines' lead. After an empty net goal towards the end of the game, Michigan secured the victory with goalkeeper Logan Stein earning his 1st career shutout.
The second game of the series was also a shutout, but this time in favor of St. Cloud State. The Huskies scored their 1st goal of the series on a power play in the 1st period. An incredibly close second period featured a Wolverine lead in shots with many chances to tie, but St. Cloud State was able to hold strong and take their 1-0 lead into the 3rd period. Less than a minute into the final period, the Huskies scored once more to go up 2 goals. From there, they did not look back as they scored an empty net goal, then a power play goal to win the game 4-0. This loss ended the weekend as a split series, as Michigan heads into the next weekend with a 3-2-1 record. They will host the USA Hockey National Team Development Program in an exhibition match on Friday.
Over the weekend, our Michigan Wolverines traveled to the Little Caesars Arena for their first basketball exhibition game, securing their victory against the Oakland Golden Grizzlies by a 44-point lead. The first half started slow, with Vlad Goldin scoring 7 points in the first 4 minutes, and ended with our Wolverines having a 15-point lead after the Grizzlies going 6 for 8 at the field goal. Our Wolverines continued to brutalize the Golden Teddy Bears with LJ Kaysen sparking off in a 12-point run, adding to a total 32-point lead. Roddy Gale closed out the charity exhibition with a three-pointer, ending the game with 11 points, adding to the final 92-44 score. Look forward to our Wolverines' next cakewalk against the Toledo Rockets on Friday, October 25th in their second exhibition game, and the first regular season game against the Cleveland State Vikings on November 4th.
Flying to the East Coast, our number 7 ranked Wolverine field hockey team faced off against ranked opponents number 16 Penn State and number 8 Maryland. Starting in State College, the Wolverines took the field by storm with a 6-0 shutout victory. All 6 goals were scored by different players, but Olympian Abby Tamer led with 1 goal and 3 assists, and overall Michigan outshot the Nittany Lions 15-8. Redshirt freshman goalkeeper Hala Silverstein posted 3 saves, and Kaylee McMahon added 2 more to combine for the Wolverines' 7th shutout win this season.
On Sunday the 20th, Michigan traveled to play the closely ranked number 8 Maryland Terrapins. An unfortunate 2-0 loss brought the Wolverines only their second loss overall and their first in Big Ten play. Michigan outshot Maryland 9-5 and outcornered them 4-2, but couldn't find a ball in the net, making this also the Wolverines' first shutout loss. We close out the field hockey regular season at home against the number 1 ranked Northwestern Wildcats, then Indiana Hoosiers, and finally at Iowa against the Hawkeyes, right before the Big Ten tournament and NCAA playoffs.
This Saturday, October 26th, Little Brother visits Ann Arbor to face your Wolverines for some good old Big Ten football. U of M and MSU will meet for the 117th time on Saturday. Since the battle for the Paul Bunyan Trophy began in 1953 with Michigan State's introduction into the Big Ten, Michigan holds a 40-29-2 advantage. Michigan has won 36 of the past 54 games played between the 2 rivals since 1970, including victories in 13 of the last 19 games played by the in-state rivals. Michigan State is led by former Oregon State head coach Jonathan Smith and fellow Oregon State transfer quarterback Aiden Childs, who has thrown an atrocious 9 interceptions this year in just 7 games. MSU averages in 366 yards per game on offense and allows 323 yards per game on defense. Their run defense gives up 150 yards per game, once again forcing us to rely on Khalil Mullings and Donovan Edwards. Let's just hope this game is more fun to watch than the Illinois game.
So I definitely think it's our best interest as Michigan fans to start looking forward instead of looking back. We've got little brother Michigan State, and if you would have told me going into this game we would be sharing the same record right now, I would have thought a lot of teams stopped playing football and some certain things changed. I was definitely not expecting this.
I probably would have called you crazy if you told me that.
Definitely.
But I honestly have to say, on an optimistic lens, it's going to be a fun game. It's going to bring us a rivalry again that we didn't quite see last year. The rivalry was there, but a blowout, awesome. I mean, you can't lie.
It was
not
fun.
The best feeling in the world.
It was fun to be there and take over the stadium, but I think this rivalry is best when both teams are more evenly matched and it's really anyone's game, records, whatever, everything's out the window. And yeah, I think finally we'll see this rivalry mean something because it really hasn't in a couple of years.
I'm excited. I think it'll produce a really good fan base, really good energy. 7:30 night game. It's going to be electric. But I think it's going to be really cool to see maybe a low scoring game, but really high energy and competition.
And hopefully, even if it's low scoring, we come out on the better end. Because we really need a win right now.
We really do. All right, so Connor, who do you have winning this weekend?
Well, I've got Michigan winning. I'm still going to keep the optimism alive, but I think it's not going to be anything like the score last year. I hate to say it. I think it's going to be 20-17 Michigan. I don't see a lot of points coming from either side.
I do also think it will be a field goal differential this weekend. I think it's going to be a very close game. It does terrify me that it could be a field goal difference, but hey, a win's a win. They're not little brother for nothing, so.
Yeah, thank you all so much for watching this week's episode of WOLV TV SportsCenter. My name is Connor Woolley.
And I'm Gabby Miller.
And who's got it better than us?
Nobody.